We're back. It's never smooth. I did send you the link for the new update because it just goes smack, it's like a car crash, and then bang, it's our two faces to radio faces. We got a face for radio or face for YouTube. Well, I got a face for YouTube. Hidden, not saying you're ugly. Great start to the show. I don't know where I was going with that one. Can you hear me all right? Is my microphone set all right? Hidden, did you hear my insults?
Are you muted?
Don't start. Are you going to say rocket balloon? Are you going to say rocket balloon? Anyone in chat is going to say rocket balloon, for Christ's sake. So, yeah. And then I don't know if anyone's actually checked out that clip that, I can't remember what it was called. Put out a video of our rocket balloon saga that's been going on. And I'm right here then. Say something, for Christ's sake. Here he goes. He's taking a piss once again. Haven't even started yet.
Happy hump day. Happy hump day, man. Happy hump day.
Oh, hold on. Wait, so what is happy hump day? Clarify.
Well,
please.
You look at the week as a mountain or a hill. Yes. So Monday, Tuesday, you're going up the hill. Then you hit Wednesday, you're at the top of the hill. Then everything's downhill for the weekend. So Wednesday was always hump day.
So it's the top of the mountain.
And then you go downhill. Yeah. So happy hump day.
I would have thought Friday would be a hump day. And then the weekend comes and it drops down. But anyway.
Well, because people start partying from Thursday.
I see. Here he is. Is the man himself.
How you doing, Mr. Rocket Balloon?
Hey Bob, was that you who put that clip together? I'm not too sure, man, but yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, it's hello to the people in chat. Bring up chat, for Christ's sake, Helen.
It's there.
Say hello.
It's there. Hello, everyone. It's there.
Oh yeah, there it is. There. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, hello to our regulars in chat. Hope you're all doing well. Nice to see you. It was just GJM Music. Nice to see you, man. Who's that hidden underbelly? Got ban that guy. God ban him. But anyway, Hidden, how are you? You're very radio silent. Talk. How are you?
I'm all right. I don't know if it's something in the air because everybody I've been talking to today, they feel the same as me. Just a bit tired.
Yep, same here. I've been pretty tired. Hey, Sophia, nice to see you. Yeah, I've literally spent 820 quid getting my van sorted. So my van is on the road. Because it literally couldn't go up hills. So I've had a bit of a stressful, anything that comes with money, isn't it? Especially like spending money on vehicles. It's been a bit, yeah. I'm the same as Sophia. I'm very tired. Actually, 420, like really super hard. I was sat on the sofa with the missus. I'm like, shit, I think I've smoked way too much. I swore again. Sorry, I didn't. But yeah, one of those days. I think we're all a bit tired, all a bit laggy. So yeah, there we go.
So yeah, that's it, man. That's it. So wow, we don't have no interviews.
Consider me as an interviewer, mate. So yeah. But yeah, thanks to the people that showed up on our last live show that we did, obviously in regards of the Pentuck incident, which I'm hopefully looking to go next week. Now my van's all ready to go. And yeah, probably go next Saturday to the location itself. I'm looking forward to it. And I just do a little video just to add a bit of content up there and all that. So yeah, there we go. What's this row? We put something up here.
Oh, that's the link.
That's the link. Yeah. So go check out that clip. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah.
And thank you, Bob. I know it's you, Bob Lazar. I know it's you. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I believe it's you. If it's not you, then but I think it's you.
That's cool, man. Much appreciated. So, yeah, hope everyone in chat's having a good week. So far, so good. Even though if you're living in England, it's all a bit topsy-turvy at the moment. But it don't matter because you are here with me and Hidden, and we're here to entertain you. Have a bit of laugh, innit, Hidden? Say something, for Christ's sake. Yeah, but anyway, this UFO sighting that happened in 1989, which I find absolutely fascinating, purely because it has basically a paper shredder alien robot. So yeah. Nice to see you, Sophia. Nice to see you. I called you Rebecca there. There you go, Rebecca. Nice to see you. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Pop up. I should have never 420 before the show. So I got to do a lot of reading now, which is great. Hey, Rotary, the man himself, Rocket Man. So, what are we talking about today then? So today is all about this. And I'm going to be screwing up these words today, majorly. Go on. Bring up this. Look at that. I like that artwork. Isn't that pretty cool? So let's bring up the notes for today. And this is called I'll just bring it over here. So a lot of people do know this in ufology, but it hasn't really got talked about because even though the claims are quite, I say, dubious. Bold. Yes, that's a more accurate claim. Because we are dealing with a set of people, but mostly children. Okay, so this is called the Voronezh UFO Incident of 1989. Okay, and this is going to get. We are going to skip over a certain category when it comes to UMO, which is a fascinating subject all on its own. So we will get to that in due point. So this is. Hold on. I've been on a binge to find the best information on this, so it should be a good ride. Okay, we've got everything here. Fantastic. Righty tights, me old cooking fresh, as one would say in this country. So on the evening of September the 27th, 1989, an incident taken place in a location called Voronezh. Voronezh. Hidden. Have a go of it. I've probably said it wrong. I can never get these names right.
The old Soviet Union of Russia.
Yeah, basically what it is. Yeah, we just call it Voronezh, located 300 miles southeast of Moscow, which back then, during this time, was the Soviet Union. And this UFO wouldn't, obviously, would take the Russian civilians into like a state of panic at this time, because it wasn't just this UFO incident that happened. There was many others that happened during that year. So let's start from the beginning. Okay, this is just like the concept art of what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so around 6:30 p.m., a curious pink light appeared in the sky near a crowded city park. There we go. And what happened is as the park goers began to look upwards towards the light, a deep red orb, approximately 10 meters in diameter, suddenly emerged from the light and began circling the park. Okay, so this was just like one big circular red orb that was hovering and circling the park, and it was the distance was around about 12 meters as it was sort of making its maneuver circling the park itself. So it's quite low. All right. So the children could see the figure at the bottom of the sphere. So you can see here that on the picture right here. We'll get to that screaming kid in a minute, how annoying that is. But so as this sphere was like moving around and hovering above the park, you can see this open hatch that came open. And you can see this alien. Look at now. I love this. So yeah, that was floating about. And these children, so here are the children right here. I don't know the names off by heart, but we'll get to in a minute. So this is one of the descriptions of what one of the aliens seen in the ship was. All right. So yeah, the children could see the figure at the bottom of the sphere itself, and you can see it had like 3 eyes. Let's go back to that picture there. So it had, yeah, obviously 3 eyes, basically observing the surroundings. Now, spoil it for Christ's sake. The children could see grass being disturbed underneath the orb. So people say it's an orb, it's a sphere. Basically, it's a big glowing orb, basically. And over 40 people gathered at the time to watch the hatch open from the bottom of the orb. And a human figure came out, and it looked like this. All right. So this is a detailed sketch of the actual being itself. Yeah, so what actually happened as the being was was in the craft. You can see, so the children can see this severe hovering with the being inside, so looking through its surroundings, and eventually it actually landed in the park itself. All right. So once the orb had landed, the hatch opened up, and this tall figure, which we're seeing right here, emerged from the craft itself. So this humanoid creature was extremely tall. It was over 3 meters, according to some accounts, and the creature had a wide, small dome head directly on its shoulders, and dressed in a silvery overalls. It sounds familiar, hidden overalls, Zamora case, which was wearing bronze boots, awesome, and on the chest was a dome circular disc with the symbol imprinted on its belt. Now, we'll get to that symbol in a minute. Now, the head had 3 eyes, and one of the center one actually rotated like a radar. So it was like scanning over the park. And then, this is the best bit. I love this bit, right? So then this little droid comes out. All right, so we had this big, scary figure comes out with this, which I would consider as R2-D2. Well, you would consider it as R2-D2. It's not. It's actually this machine here, which is either, I don't know, a flipping paper shredder. It could be a flipping ATM machine, all I care. But so this little robot. So just imagine that and that coming out of the craft itself. All right. So we are talking about this figure right here. So this was too much for the onlookers to see, these these beings right here. And it wasn't too sure what they're actually seeing. We're talking about this square box-like droid here. So they wasn't sure if it was a paper shredder, a washing machine, like I said, an ATM machine. Anyway, one of the boys started to scream at the sight of this washing machine, and not the humanoid, because that would be more scarier than the flipping washing machine itself. So when the boy started to scream, the figure looked at him with his big green eyes, and the boy became paralyzed, frozen in place. All right. So yeah, just imagine this scenario right actually taking place. Like shit's breaking loose here. So the crowd began to feel very uneasy, and shit started to break loose. So the tall creature with the 3 eyes went back into the orb, only to reappear again. And this time it had a gun or a rod. So you just imagine, we go back to this photograph here. Just imagine that's a screaming kid. So yeah, so once the creature went back into the craft, came back, and it had what was described as like a rod in its hand, which the creature pointed at the screamer boy, and then the boy just vanished into thin air, which sounded like a perfect thing for people to have in 2025. I definitely can't stand screaming children. So you just imagine this kid screaming his head off, and then boom, gone. It's like, oh, done us a favor. So the crowd was going ape shit, throwing vodka bottles at the alien. Okay, I made that one up. All right, because it's in Soviet Russia, Soviet Union, I should say. And eventually the aliens got back into the red orb, and it took off, disappearing into the evening sky. All right, so this was all going on at this time period. All right, so it absolutely was breaking loose. So once the craft was out of sight, the screaming boy reappeared, dazed and confused, and was wondering what actually happened. Now, the boy was fine, but the aftermath of what actually happened, which was the day after, the witnesses just couldn't even... And it affected them for the whole rest of their drinking lives. So obviously... here are some descriptions of the case itself. So we'll play some videos, but it's very, very short case. We will get to the children and their accounts. But we're going to go through.
Wasn't there also a policeman that he said he never witnessed no creatures, but he saw the orb?
Yeah, he said he saw the... I think we've got a video on that, mate. Yeah.
Oh,
there are some... Because there are other witnesses as well. I mean, it wasn't just the children, but there's very convoluted accounts on what was put forward at the time. People say there was 2 creatures came forward. Some people say it was 1. So there's a lot of misinformation going on at that time. But nevertheless, it just kind of reminds me of like... well, we'll get to that in a minute, actually. So let's just go through some sketches of what the children were actually shown. So obviously we have the droid here. I absolutely love that. That's absolutely hilarious. I'll just go through this one here. There we go. Look at that. So at one point, guys, we're going to be talking about this symbol here. Just pay attention to that, 'cause it looks extremely familiar from a very old sighting back in the day. All right. So we've got that one. Here is another one, a depiction of the creatures. Oh my God, sorry, of itself. And here's another description. Go on, another one. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell this is supposed to be. It's hilarious. And that's a pretty cool one, isn't it? Look at that. That's pretty rock and roll. You know what I mean? I'll take a sip of my tea. Right. So at the time, this started. This is obviously the day after, and the stories were printed in Soviet evening newspapers called TASS, which is called the Telegraph Agency of the Soviet Union, which was their own printing, a newspaper printing place, whatever it's called. So this was printed obviously the day after. So TASS reports landing of UFOs. So it really started to get into the public eye. Basically the accounts of what actually happened. But it's not just the newspapers getting onto it. The military and eventually scientists started to get involved. Okay, but this came out in TASS, TASS, which is the Soviet Union's main newspaper distribution. So this kind of reminds me of a very unique case that me and Hayden have talked about. It's called the Voronezh Zamora case of 1964 and the Pascagoula case of 1974. Or 75, actually, I think that was. And this was sightings that took place in broad daylight. And this is what's quite interesting with this sighting itself that happened in Russia, as well as the Voronezh Zamora case and as well as the Pascagoula. I think, maybe not Pascagoula, but I think they all, especially Voronezh Zamora and this case, was to do in daylight sighting. And here is another description of the craft itself. What the hell is that? Anyway, ladders. Do you really think there'll be ladders in these extraterrestrial crafts? I think they would have cracked ladders by now.
Who knows?
Would have thought who knows? Who knows? So where are we to here? So what is unique about this case is obviously it happened in broad daylight. Now the aftermath. So the military eventually got involved quite quickly and started interviewing witnesses. Especially obviously police officers as well. And what they kept on hearing from the witnesses, that the fact they kept on hearing the same stories over and over again from different people. So the military was going, hold on, there's something up with this. There's something going on. And eventually a team of scientists did arrive on the scene of the landing orb to identify a possible trace of anything that was actually resembles a craft landing, but the landing marks and radiation detected was present on site. Okay, and that was backed up by scientists. However, days later, a report came out from one of the teams of the scientists, and this is what it actually says, and it's right here. It says scientists have confirmed that Jesus Christ, Nick. Scientists have confirmed that an unidentified flying object recently landed in a park in Russia city of Voronezh. They also identified a landing sites and found 4 indentations in the ground, basically shortly present after the craft has actually landed. So we've got indentations being seen in the ground, and we've got radiation background being detected as well on top of that. So that was reported by the scientists. Now, according to this guy here, this is called Genrich Slavyov. I've just butchered that Russian name. He was the head of the Voronezh Geophysical Laboratory, and a scientist. Scientists found a 20. Oh my God, Nick! I put this wrong. Scientists found a 20-yard impression with 4 deep indentations where the landing legs presumably came from the craft itself. I'm screwing my words up right here. My script is all over the place. So yeah, with this guy right here, he was like the head investigator for this sighting itself, and there was a high level of radiation being picked up, especially I think it's called an isotope, basically. And these, what they found out with the grass, there was like these strange like rock formations being formed in the area of the indentations, and especially where the craft actually flew itself. So I thought that was quite interesting as well. I couldn't really find I don't think this is the actual rock itself, but I think I got it from the right website. But yeah, it was described as at first, this is what according to Jennerich, actually says, at first glance, it looked like a sandstone of a deep red color. His thought was it's probably not from this earth, but I don't think the actual final conclusion actually came out on this rock itself. But there were some sort of crystallized formations over the actual landing site itself. Okay. So eventually it got out into the Soviet Union, into Russia, and then eventually it hit UK and especially America. So they're going to go into the US now. So this was first reported in oh my god, St. Louis Post Dispatch, and then it went into New York Times, and then it was picked up by them. And this is what they called this: a close encounter of the Soviet kind. Actually, it was called a close encounter of the communist kind back then. I think there was a different article I picked here. So yeah, that was their first publication so far. And then the Washington Post came forward and reported this as comrades from Red Star. And then following that, you had the New York Times came out and said UFO landing is fact, not fantasy, Russian insist. All right, so you got that one there. So I'm bringing up news reports. And then this guy here on NBC Nightly News, Tom Brockwell. Is it Breakwell, isn't it? Breakwell. Brockwell? Yeah. So he says here, space aliens are said to have landed in a UFO. And that is his claims right there. So when Time magazine ran a report saying that 3-eye space creatures which zapped a 16-year-old boy with a gun and made it disappear temporarily, they thought this was pretty much like a joke. They thought, what the bloody hell's going on here? This is a bit too far-fetched, isn't it, when you look at it? Well, it sounds a bit too far-fetched. But from this point, the Voronezh UFO landing in 1989 became one of the most famous UFO sightings in history, which is very true, actually, when you look at it. Which was this one. Okay, so believe it or not, this isn't the only encounter taking place in Voronezh at that very year. In the weeks and months leading up to September the 27th incident, other numerous accounts of the same object and figures were cited. Many seen a tall figure with small heads, kind of the same sort of dome-shaped heads emerging from orbs. Now, a book was published in 1990 called UFOs in Voronezh, reported that some of the same sightings between August 1989 to January 1990. The most dramatic incident taking place in Warrington in October the 2nd at a train station only a few miles away from the park incident that happened that very year. So on this evening, I think I got the right one. Yeah, I got the right one there. So yeah, about 40 people were getting off a train when they noticed a red orb in the sky, executing jumps up and down near a field nearby. The orb landed in the field, which a figure described as being tall came out of the craft holding what is believed to be a baton. The creature then placed the baton on the ground like it was collecting soil samples before returning into the craft and then taking off into the sky. Now, through further investigation, it appears that most people, or many people, was reporting strange orbs and creatures throughout the 1980s in Russia. The public, military personnel, pilots, air traffic controllers all witnessed the same red orb. Now, the creatures itself is a bit blah, 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 blah. It's a bit like iffy. All right. So obviously, there's other sightings as well that happened in around about that same time period.
Why would you say that though? I mean, 40 people off a train. And they all saw something come out of this.
So, but it's tracking the people. This is it. I was trying to find the validity of witnesses, and all I've got at the moment is just the children. We'll get to the videos in a minute. Hey, Backdot, how's it going, man? So at the moment, it's all what we would consider the phrase "trust me, bro's hidden." You know, so just trust me, bro. Trust me, I'm finished that.
It ain't one person saying it though.
This is it. It's a multitude of people. We'll get to the witnesses in a minute. I just want to go through the overall story so far. Now, other sightings that happened on September the 21st, 1989. This was a week before the famous incident. Residents of Voronezh claimed they saw a large luminous object in the sky described as a red or pinkish sphere. The sphere is at the moment it's going ape wild thanks to Jaime San big trickster that he is. It was hovering and moving in an unusual pattern before vanishing. September the 27th, 1989. The most detailed encounter where the children, which is the one I was talking about, the one that was shown in the park. Now, later that September, early October of 1989, additional residents reported seeing strange lights in the sky over Voronezh on multiple evenings. Some claims that they resemble the same glowing red orb and orange ball. Now, TASS, which was the newspaper coverage, the Soviet press actually stated that the craft was observed several times by dozens of people in Voronezh during this time period. Not just the children, all right, and obviously police officers as well. Now, Soviet scientists from the Voronezh Geophysical Laboratory who investigated said that they gathered eyewitness accounts from at least 10 to 12 people describing a similar flying sphere over the city in late September. But after the Voronezh UFO incident in 1989, 11 years earlier, there was a similar sighting in Wales called the Brockhaven School UFO Incident of 1977. But before we get into that, I think it's worth going through some videos. Okay, so this just giving an overall scope of what basically happened that year in 1989. So that's an overall story. Okay, so a bunch of guys in sorry, not a bunch of, about 40 people, including children, were at a park in Voronezh, and they saw this glowing red orb that, as it got closer, it looked like a massive red sphere. It landed. This creature came out, as well as R2D2 as well. I'm pretty sure they were both smoking a joint, getting high, probably looking for some quality weed at the same time. And it zapped one of the kids, made it disappear, went back into the craft, buggered off, and then the kid reappeared. But obviously there's other sightings, but we were talking about that main sighting in the park there. So yeah, what do you think, Hidden, so far?
It's interesting.
It's interesting. I quite like it. I do. I have to admit. Let's go back to the
because you have witnesses from all walks of life, like the police officer, and he said, "Look, I saw this thing. I didn't see any humanoids in it, but I saw this thing and it was going down the road." So then you have the people coming off the train, 40 people coming off the train, seeing this thing land with a humanoid figure coming out. So it kind of, they all got together and did some sort of community thing where they said, you know what, we're going to fake a story and we're all in on it, or there is some truth to it, one or the other, because they're all seeing the same object. They're all reporting the same objects. And then you have different people reporting seeing humanoid figures. You can say, I mean, a lot of people will go at it and say, look, they're kids. They have a vivid imagination. And but they're older kids. They're not young kids. Because I remember an incident with my daughter at school where they were all egging each other on, and she came back and she actually drew a nice piece of artwork about some monster in the bushes at the school. So they do egg each other on, and this psychology, they can start. Luckily, my daughter's got a different frame of mind, and she turned around and goes, you know, I know it ain't real, but it's kind of fun to believe that there's somebody standing there with sharp knives and blood coming out of their eyes. So there you go. There you go. But you can argue the fact about the kids, and if you want to take that, but then you have all these other witnesses that corroborate. They're not saying, look, the kids, they're telling their own independent stories, but it corroborates what the kids saw.
Oh no, absolutely. There's many different scenarios when it comes to especially what the kids saw. I mean, the Zimbabwe incident as well. That's another.
That's it, and that was apparently a van full of hippies, according to our friend Mick West. So there you go. But somebody did ask, and I'm gonna say this. We'll get back to that symbol on the belt because that's a very important part of this story. I
love it. Oh my god, I love UMO. I'm fascinated by UMO. I really am. Even though I think it's pretty much fake to a certain degree. It depends on the story you go down. But oh my god, I love it. I absolutely flipping love it. But Hidden, before we continue, let's bring up some videos, okay? Because I really wanted to do a deep dive onto this, and to be honest with you, there's only I love the drawings as well, man. Yeah, Space Cow, nice to see you, man. Love that. I love your thumbnail. That's awesome. So there was only a certain amount of information I can actually gather on this. Now we're dealing with Soviet Union, and the video is unfortunately hidden. One of them I want to play is all in Russian, but it's dubbed in English by subtitles. But I do have one. This one right here. That is in English. And it's only 3 minutes long. So you're ready? Hold on. 2 seconds. Where are we to? There we go. Right, let's put it a bit bigger. Let's do this.
In September of 1989, something happened in the city of Voronezh, 200 miles south of Moscow, which caught the attention of the world press. For several weeks, strange lights were seen over the city. Then on September the 27th, it was reported that a spacecraft landed in one of the city's public parks, from which 3 alien giant figures emerged. Drawings of the landings by children who were there capture the event vividly. Sergei Makarov was one of the school children who was in the Voronezh park.
I remember a crowd that gathered around the place. Everybody was scared. Everybody turned pale. I was absolutely flabbergasted.
Denis Mozhenko was also one of the boys in the park on that day in September 1989.
I saw some traces there, and also a strange man. Outwardly, he looked like any other man. Only he
I think you might be the creature, mate, can be honest.
was huge. A moment later, he suddenly disappeared.
I had no doubt that the UFO and the giants existed, because I saw them. But sometimes when I look back, it seems sort of like a fairy tale.
The creatures started coming out. They did not look too much like humans. They were much taller than humans. They did have shoulders, but I didn't see the head.
We walked. We look and see this ball, such a brilliant, iridescent flu. We ran to that gate, reached and stopped. It hung there.
Where is the object headed?
Here, it flew, then hung at the level of a poplar tree.
What is poplar?
This one, nearby.
Right at the level of the top of the poplar tree trunk?
No,
Where?
in the middle part of it.
Show it not as you are told, but as you saw yourself.
Here, well, somewhere over there. Could you see this lamp on the pole, approximately at this level?
And so clear, and near the poplar.
Yes, and right
Notice the kid smiling in the background.
here, where Yura Sergachev right there. Stood, sat down there, landed, and the light changed. Stood for 10 minutes, or maybe 5 minutes. Something we were afraid, and he rose a little, and meter and a half, and disappeared. Still, I look like the outline of a person. Its appearance, like a pencil drawing, is just a sapling. Only his head was big.
What were your ears like? It was like your ears. Did you notice?
There were no ears at all, and no hair, bald just.
What about eyes? Maybe your nose?
The eyes were there, and there is the nose. That's how it diverges.
Why?
He was about that height. We didn't see his face. Black himself was. His color.
Vibration. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, that is one of the videos of the incident so far. Do you want another one?
Yeah.
Go on then. Now, unfortunately, this is the only one I can find that's decent quality, but it's all in Russian, but it has subtitles. Now, I could read it out, but we'll see.
Well, because YouTube's doing AI dubbing on videos now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it on there? Let's have a look. Quality, speed, timer.
No, they'll do it themselves.
Oh, is that? Where about it?
НЛО? Или что это было? Репортаж из Воронежа.
A? Oh, yeah, sorry.
They ain't got it. They ain't got to this.
Yeah, I don't think they got it, haven't they? Autoplay? Is that it?
Вчера на курпункты Гостелерадио и ТАСС в Воронеже поступали многочисленные звонки. Звонили из американской телевизионной компании CNN, из итальянской газеты «Република», массу других звонков.
Hey, do you want to play it or not?
I don't know. Cause let's scrap it, man, because I don't know.
It's a bit tricky, isn't it? It's a tricky one. Yeah. Okay, let me just look for my emails again, but I'll be interested to see what you guys think in chat in terms of this sighting. Because I've got one here actually. Let's see about this one. Is that one? Okay, well, I'll play this one. All right. It's a couple of minutes long. It's all in Russian, but it just has subtitles. It's just a couple of minutes. All right. We all got it here. Fantastic. Right, let's do this.
Het 8 uur journaal met Joop van Zijl.
Goedenavond, het nieuws van donderdag 12 oktober. Sovjet-Unie meldt inval van buitenaardse wezens. Ook de Sovjet-Unie heeft zo zijn ongrijpbare zaken. Begin deze week werd bekend dat er een UFO geland zou zijn. En zelfs de serieuze kranten staan er nu bol van. En ooggetuigen durven er voor de camera over te praten. En allemaal vertellen ze precies hetzelfde verhaal, waar geen enkele twijfel in doorklinkt. Een oude vraag. Is er daar nog iets ver weg op andere planeten? Sommigen weten het zeker. Volgens hen komen er regelmatig vreemde wezens naar de aarde. Overdag, zodat je de vreemd gevormde schotels goed kan zien. En soms 's nachts, zodat je alleen de lichten ziet. In Voronezh, een paar 100 kilometer onder Moskou, zijn ze heel zeker van hun zaak. Op 27 september om 6:30 's morgens is in dit park een ruimteschip geweest. De Russische media staan er bol van. Ook het officiële persbureau TASS, waar ze niet bepaald als grapjassen bekend staan, meldde het uitgebreid. Een paar jongetjes die ochtend in het park aan het ballen waren, hebben het heel goed gezien. Een van hen kan nog precies de voetstappen van de buitenaardse wezens aanwijzen. Toen het ruimteschip, een glanzende bal, landde, zag hij een paar, 3 wezens naar buiten komen.
Головы не было, плеч тоже, у него было просто такой бугорок. Вот.
Вместо головы?
Да, вот отсюда, вот такой. Там было 3 глаза, 2 у него по бокам, а 1 в серединке.
In de Sovjet-Unie bestaat een commissie voor buitengewone verschijnselen. Die bedacht een methode om te zien of de verhalen onderling wel klopten.
И в разных сторонах парка они нам нарисовали то, что увидели. При сопоставлении этих рисунков многие детали совпадают.
Een van de jongetjes die stond te kijken werd door een ruimtereiziger onzichtbaar gemaakt met een soort pistool. Maar toen de UFO weg was, bleek het jongetje weer terug te zijn. Maar waar het knaapje nu is, dat kan niemand zeggen.
Ooh, is that a spoiler? I think that might be a spoiler, I think. So yeah, there we go. I mean, in terms of witnesses coming forward, this is the Soviet Union we're talking about here. They're not really that sort of upfront.
Yeah, but it was a different time. This was Gorbachev's era, so it was.
This is it.
Very different time.
Yeah,
where they did want to be open as they wanted, as they wanted to be. Let's say that, because they didn't throw open the flood doors.
Yeah, I understand, mate. I understand. So in terms of the sighting, yes, there were other sightings being seen at that time, but I couldn't really find a lot of evidence or more witness testimonies on this. Now there is the videos that I've just shown you, which is the short clips, and it does show you the brief interactions with the kids of what they actually witnessed. It's kind of hard to divulge their you could kind of, I mean, if speaking in English and in English accent, you can kind of get their mannerisms, but because they're in Russian is a bit difficult to whether or not tell whether or not these kids are lying just by their actions, the way they speak and the way they present themselves, because it's, like I said, there's a different era, it's different types of people, it's a different community alone.
It's not only that, it's not only that, people react to situations quite differently. Whereas you mentioned one guy smiling, he could have been smiling because he knows he's going to be filmed. You know,
Sure.
things like that. So it's really hard to gauge. So what you have to do is look at the evidence. And what was interesting in that one video, they were showing footprints that these things left behind. And I did see one, and it looked pretty deep. That would have been caused by something that was heavy.
Yeah, for sure.
It is interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of why, I always ask myself this: why are they coming forward? What is the purpose of them coming forward for? Is it because they just want attention? Is it because they got nothing going on in the Soviet Union? They've heard previous UFO accounts or UFO sightings and just sort of jumped on the occasion? Because remember, this isn't the only incident that happened involving children. I was talking about the Brockhaven UFO incident that happened in Wales in 1977, which we can talk about briefly if you want to. So there's other sort of incidents that actually happened. In fact, what I want to do, but before we get into UMO, I'm just going to talk about just briefly, not to go off topic here, is this sighting that happened. Right, let's bring this up. All right, okay. All right, got this hidden? So this here, what I'm about to show you, is a UFO landing in Broadhaven School in Pembrokeshire in Wales in 1977. Now check this out. So this was 11 years before the Russian incident in Voronezh.
Now, what do you make of this next story? An investigation has begun into a claim that something strange came out of the skies and landed in the Welsh village of Broadhaven near Haverfordwest. Whatever it was spotted 3 times by children from the local school. And now their reports are being investigated by the British Unidentified Flying Objects Research Association. The children say the object, a large dome,
I thought that was him,
shaped and was silver in color. Well, to find out more, I've just been on the phone to their headmaster, Mr. Llewellyn.
I know that 16 children saw it.
And did they all see the same thing, do you think?
There's a common core of similarity between all their descriptions. I got them to draw and to write what they saw.
And do you believe it?
I believe that they saw something which is not common in the environment in which they saw it, but whether they've interpreted correctly, I wouldn't know.
Well, I saw the spaceship. I didn't see the man. The spaceship, it looked a cigar shape with a dome on it. It had yellowy, orange to red light on the top of it.
How clearly did you see it?
Well, I couldn't see its face because it was too far away.
Oh, you say you saw a man as well, did you?
Yes.
And what about...
Just to let you know, this kid is like 24 years old. Just to let you know. People in the 70s look a lot older than they do now, put it that way.
him?
Well, he was too far away to be seen as well.
My friend Philip here was trying to find a way over the stream, and I was looking at the bushes up the top of the
That's
tree.
Mark Lebet.
Look at the bushes.
Mark Lebet when he was a kid.
Suddenly, this silver cigar-shaped object seemed to pop up from
I would say Peter Kay, mate.
behind the bushes and trying to take off. Then it disappeared again.
Are you sure it wasn't perhaps just a helicopter or an aircraft from the airfield near here?
A helicopter could land there, but that's private property over there. And if they landed there, they could be prosecuted. And with an aircraft, the only thing they could get in there was a Harrier.
Were you frightened at the time?
Yes.
Why?
I thought there would be a whole army inside there or something.
So that is one incident I would like to cover at some point. Yeah, the Broadhaven UFO incident of 1977. There you go. Who ate all the pies? Oh, Moody. Oh, he looked like he might eat a lot of Clark's pies, didn't he? Oh, now I want a pie now. God damn it, Moody. I tell you what, Clark's pies, I have to admit, are probably up there, one of the best. I'm going to be honest with you. Do you put your Clark's pies in the microwave or oven? Hidden?
I don't eat pies, mate.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. So anyway,
Can't tell you the last time I had a pie. I lie because I eat pork pies. If that counts as a pie, I don't know if that does.
Space Cow says oven. I would totally agree with you, because if you put it in the microwave, it goes a bit soggy.
Air fryer?
Soggy pie. You put it in the air fryer, but it'll burn the top, innit? You want to stick it in the oven, real brother. Yeah. Chips. Oh, yeah. Pie and chips. CD says, oh, yes. Chip. I tell you what I really like is curly chips. I think they're called French fries. Curly French fries. Oh, hell yeah. Yes, right. So who wants a soggy pie? See, Hidden? I always go off a tangent about food. It's my favorite things to talk about. I've heard that one of rich aliens look like Vladimir Putin's wearing bullet. Oh, mate. But in terms of going back to the Voronezh sighting, you cook your pizza in the air fryer. The air fryer?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I've seen people doing that.
You probably can do that, yeah. It's just a smaller oven, isn't it? Let's get off about food and let's go back to the sighting, because I think Greg's cooked their pies in the fuck it. I tell you what, Greg's is awful. It's not the greatest pies. They do a banging donuts, like sugar glazed donuts. Now I want a donut, for Christ's sake. All this bloody food talk. So what do you think is the purpose of this sighting? Do you actually think they actually saw something hidden? Or do you reckon?
Probably. More than likely they did. There's too many witnesses.
Yeah.
There's too many independent from different areas, all in the same area, but from different parts of it, saying they saw this thing. So either it's a social experiment that they were trying out back then, or it happened, or like what that guy said, you know, when John Craven was interviewing him, and he said they saw something and they interpreted it as this.
Yeah. Oh, John Woodmass, nice to see you, man. Welcome on in. It's been a while. Oh, welcome back, brother. Nice to see you. So Hidden, would you mind bringing up this photograph, because I think it's worth talking about something. Sorry, burped. If we go back to this, the original drawing. Sorry, terrible. So this symbol here. Sorry, check this out. Hold on, where is it? Let's find a better symbol. Yeah, okay, check this out. Look at this. This right here, the H with the horizontal line going through. Here is another one. And you can see one here and right here. And obviously this. Now, you brought this up a few live streams ago, Hidden, about this symbol here. Because we were talking about, briefly, about UMO. This UFO sighting that happened in San Jose de Valderes. San Jose de Valderes in Spain in 1967. And what this UFO sighting has done is expanded through different aspects of ufology. And one of them is obviously there's a cult side to this, which we're not going to talk about. We're not going to talk about that, okay? But this symbol is exactly the same as what the kids saw in Russia in 1989. This came out in this sighting, if we think this is true. Sorry, it's Moody's comment. Sorry. Sorry. Well, I lost my track now. I wasn't going to talk about. Yeah, so basically the UMO sighting, which is right here, is exactly the same sighting or symbol that's been seen in Russia back in the day. All right. So This was a very famous sighting back in 1960s and 70s that was expanded through Spain and France. Now, just a really quick breakdown of the sighting itself. So the origins of UMO. So UMO is UMMO. That's basically where this craft came from. So the first reports of this came out in the 1960s, mainly in Spain, and later spread through France and throughout the world after that. Now, the key people involved in this sighting, not the sighting, is basically these letters. These letters were received to these UFO groups back in Spain and Italy. And these claims of these letters were from basically extraterrestrials, right? And this came from an extraterrestrial planet called UMO. Now, these letters, which I find incredibly fascinating, contain scientific theories like string theory, very, very scientific details. It's quite advanced for the sort of time, especially 60s and 70s. Scientific literature. It's actually quite impressive, really. And these were basically social ideas and drawings of spacecraft. Okay, so basically the spacecraft here, it's just like a 5-gear shift lever, doesn't it, for a car? So the UMO symbol itself, which is this symbol right here. So this is called the apparently the Umites allegedly marked their craft with this distinct emblem, so right here, which is a kind of a capital H with a third horizontal bar going across the middle. And witnesses claims that to see UMO craft often mentioned this logo glowing in a hole. So basically, it would basically glow in the sky, unlike this photograph here. And this is the essential brand of UMO. So this is the same symbol as what the Russians children were seeing at the time. Okay, so this famous sighting obviously taken place in Madrid in 1967, 1966 and 1967 on the 1st of June. Several residents of that time saw the same craft, so we have multiple witnesses of the same craft itself. Now, this isn't the same craft as the ball of light, the big spherical ball that the Russians saw. This is obviously a flying saucer, a typical 1950s, 60s, 70s flying saucer. They said it to be aboard the UMO symbol clearly visible, which is on the underside. Yeah, no shit. So the witnesses of the locals of these members of the Spanish UFO group gave sightings basically more credit. They want to basically really popularize this, but the UFO communities and UFO groups at the time in Madrid were still receiving these letters of this advanced sort of technology and very, very, very wild theories. So this is all based upon letters. Now, I'm going to be talking about this on Alien Addict in the next week's show, and we're going to go back into the cult side of it, because it goes into a massive deep dive into this. So obviously hundreds of pages of documents were circulating at that time, but what I find fascinating that this symbol is the same as what the children were seeing in Russia. Now, there's a correlation here when you've got to really think about this. You've got to think, right, okay, this was a very famous UFO sighting back in the 60s and 70s, where it might have been quite popular. This is just playing devil advocates here, that the fact that the people in Russia, especially the children, found these UFO sightings very interesting, and they took this concept of UMO at the time and just rebranded it and made these false allegations. But then you got to collaborate with children and the 40 other witnesses that came forward. Now, the 40 other witnesses that came forward basically haven't really come forward at all. It's just the children. It's just the children. So where are the other witnesses who probably don't want to come forward because they might get a bit stigma behind them? You know, they don't want to sort of, like you said, hidden. Is a different type of culture, it's a different type of mentality. They don't really want to come forward and talk about the UFO experience. But
they might have.
They might have. But I couldn't find anything.
They might have, and it's in the Russian files.
This is it. Is it probably
the Russians have the same kind of stuff like the CIA and stuff. So KGB. It might be some digging needs to be done.
Yeah, exactly.
And
but the thing is,
files are all in Russian, it's going to be hard to decipher.
Yeah, sure. I mean, for this sighting alone, I just find the symbol absolutely fascinating. I really do, because there is obviously a connection there between the symbol. The crafts are a bit different, and the creatures are a bit different. But at the same time, I have to put that on the cards to say, look, the UMO sighting in the 60s, late 60s, was very, very popular. It's a very, very famous UFO case. And it's obviously is in one of the books I have right here. And this came out in 1986. So it could have made its way to Soviet Union and eventually just ran with a new story, a new rehyped story of this sighting itself. So I've got to take that in consideration, but you are dealing with a group effort here. You really are dealing with a group effort. You know, everyone's got to stick to the same story. So I do feel that there is some sort of validity to this. I really do. And in regards of UMO, this UFO sighting right here, I'm kind of 50-50 on that. Now, come join me on Alien Addict, where we do a bit of a deep dive onto this, not this Friday, but next Friday, because it's immensely fascinating. But you have to take this in consideration. What the kids saw in Russia is the same symbol as the UMO symbol right here. So there's definitely a connection. But yeah, just immensely fascinating. Really, really is.
But what is weird with the Russian one, because this Spanish one, they spoke.
What do you mean?
Well, they gave instructions like on humanity.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's one thing I forgot to put up. Yeah, in regards of the UMO letters, they did have. It was a multitude of like science behind it, like string theory, gravity, anti-gravity, the birth of civilization, astrology. There was like, it's literally talking about hundreds of theories here being put forward, and they're very, very advanced and seem to be very on par of what the science was coming out at that time. Very new age sort of science. Now, the guy that received these letters eventually came forward on his deathbed, stating that this was all faked. He faked everything. He's the one that faked the letters because he did have a scientific background. And eventually the letters still kept on reappearing after his death. And a lot of people are saying, well, but a few people are saying, but basically he was told to say that on his deathbed. But he was done for a social experiment. It was to see how far the UFO community or the public will treat this. Obviously, it goes off into like cults and all that sort of stuff. So you have to take that into consideration as well. You know, he was in the leading person in the case of UMO. But eventually, what date was the sighting in the picture date? So this is a AI generated, upscale generated photograph. So don't take this for what it's worth. I'll show you the real photograph right here. So the Moody, this was Rotary. This was taken in 1967, and I got it right here. Where are you, UMO? Umo. Yeah, there we go. Hit and put me on full screen, please, me old cock. Facus and gaius, as Bob Lazar would say. So this is it. Yeah, this was taken. You can see here. Come on, focus, you twat. 1st of June, 1967. There we go. And this is the UMO sightings. All right, so this is where it all basically expanded from. So yeah, I just find that quite fascinating. Yes, definitely gobstopper. Yes, definitely 5-speed gear shift on that one. So there is a correlation there, guys. There is definitely a correlation. Now, do you want to branch off into something a little bit different, me old friend? Because we could do a whole episode on this. And this is to do with the KGB UFO footage. Because KGB is obviously part of the this sighting right here.
Well, no doubt they would. They'd have to look into it. So I'm saying is that it's got to be somewhere in the Russian files.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able, because it's just looking at words. I don't understand Russian.
No, I don't know where to start, mate, to be honest with you. No idea. So, yeah, I really thought I could do like a proper deep dive onto this, but it was only a very lackluster amount of content I can actually show. Yes, these are fantastic stories of the Soviet Union, back in the day, but it just didn't really have a lot of videos and something I can actually go deep dive into, like the UMO subject, like German flying saucers, the sort of the nitty gritty of it.
But this still would be part of the UMO, because to me, those kids draw the UMO symbol.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unless the guy who faked it all, but he would have died.
No, he died in the 90s.
So when did he die? Before this sighting or after the sighting?
After the sighting. Yeah, he died in the 90s.
See, scientists, they have ways of communicating with each other. So could he have communicated with somebody in Russia to say, look, I've done this. Let's get this global.
Yeah. It's a possibility. I don't know if there's any of the children back in the day have actually come forward recently to say it's a hoax and all that. I don't know, man. It's a tricky one. I don't think you're really going to get the truth about this.
I mean, they put some effort into this because, like, first of all, you had people look at the ground, talking about the crystallization in there.
Yeah.
Radiation readings from the ground as well. Footprints on the ground. The kids telling their stories. I'm with you. I wish the policeman was there for it, but he went on record. The policeman did go on record.
Yeah.
And so, there's in this game, it's whether you believe it or not. I mean, it sounds really credible. Again, it does sound credible.
Yeah. It's quite far-fetched, though, isn't it? You think, God, these aliens that look like flipping, washing machines and all that. I mean,
there was a guy that I used to speak with that used to come on the channel. I don't know if you guys remember him. I believe he was called Game Vet. Well, Game Vet, he filmed an interesting object, and it was brought down that it looked like a dustbin. So we can sit there. All we can do is because we have the influence of Hollywood telling us what these crafts should look like and how they should operate and everything. But when somebody really sees one and they say, "Look, it looks like this or it looks like that,"
yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Our minds are clouded to how these things should be because we grew up with Hollywood telling us how these things are and what they look like and how they should move and how these aliens should be like. That if somebody says something that contraries to it, I mean, why not have a robot looking like that? Why not?
Yeah, when you look at ufology,
I agree.
If you look at ufology back in the 50s and 60s, where it is all new, when you're talking about aliens, guys, you are not talking about, your typical alien gray, the 4-foot aliens with a big head and the big black eyes. It was basically stuff like this, metallic looking, big figures that look like this. This is your typical 1960s aliens.
Well, look at the classic, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Perfect. The day. Let's have a look. Day stood still.
You had a human that came to tell us about peace and everything, and then you had this robot that stood guard.
Yeah, it was like a metallic looking. Yeah.
Not the Keanu Reeves remake, but the original.
The original one.
Yeah.
I think I've got it here. Let's post it in here. Is this the day the Earth stood still? Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, guys, back in the 50s, 60s, your aliens looked like this. And not alien greys. All right. So you got to take that in consideration.
Well, in the movie, that was actually a robot. but it was an alien robot.
Robot.
The guy waving, that he was human. Well, he was a humanoid. He looked like us. He spoke like us.
Ah, I see.
What was his name? Was it Kato or something like that? I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen that movie in many years.
I see.
But it's an absolute classic.
I tell you what, I'm going to put this. I'm going to put this in now. Actually, this is hilarious.
There it is. You got it. I got to put up the one who said it first. Klaatu. I'm not going to say it right, man. But thank you guys. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, these are the stuff like I grew up watching.
This is your typical aliens, guys, and now it's all interdimensional spiritual beings. We've moved away from alien rays.
It has never been now. It always has been. It always has been. People like me have been saying that. It's just because somebody goes on Ross Kufard and starts talking about it. It sounds like a new concept, but it's not.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
Yeah. There's fact behind my. I've got basically a artist impression from the 1980s. I think it's like early 80s of basically these aliens coming out this dimension, and they almost like spiritual interdimensional beings. And this is back in the 80s. So you are right, mate. It's a very old concept, but you are right. You know, when Ross Coulthard talks about it, it's like, oh, it's a new phenomenon. I was like, no. Actually, did you watch Ross Coulthard interview with Larry Warren from the Reddition Forest?
I can easily say no.
Mate, it's bad. It's so bad. It's actually embarrassing. But anyway, this is your 1950s aliens. Look at that one there. Look.
That's ain't that from Lost in Space? I want to say Robbie. I want to say Robbie the Robot. Or somebody help me. I'm sure that's Robbie the Robot. He was pretty cool.
Oh, bless. That's Mars Attack. That's like Mars Attacks sort of aliens, isn't it? That, I don't know what the hell that is. That's
Conker. I have seen that film. It's a really bad B movie. Yeah,
right.
It was Robbie.
Oh, Robbie. Okay, Robbie the Robot. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, this is an interesting case. Also going back to the Voronezh sighting, and it just doesn't have any sort of.
But see, I don't know, because Russia is a lot different again to us, so we don't know what they're allowed to watch and see.
Sure.
I would like to think yes, it was a different time. I mean, they were becoming more westernized, so. Could they have been watching old B movies and then they got that into their head? But that symbol, it's the symbol that smashes it.
This is it. It makes you go, hold on a minute. There's something.
Yeah.
There's something to this. Yeah. I know. I have to admit, because
you're right, Monkey. The Blob was also an alien. Have you ever seen The Blob?
Oh, the Blob. Yeah, I've seen the Blob.
That was an alien as well. So you're right. You're right there. So it wasn't like the Blob had no physical form.
Yeah, it was just a blob. Yeah. So I don't know where you want to go with this one, mate, because there's only a certain amount of information I found on this. Now, I've spent a whole week on this, getting the script together and everything, and I couldn't really find anything video related. Like, obviously, the videos I've shown you today is the one that's in English. The rest is all dubbed into, not dubbed at all. I thought it would have been dubbed because I know YouTube do that sort of thing now. But I thought there's one sort of aspect we could talk about to do with Russia.
I got you.
And UFOs. You fancies a bit of KGB UFO crash, as we're going to splice in the Russian and Soviet Union UFO sightings as just sort of pass the time. So we're going to play a bit of Roger Moore and this famous case. which I was going to do a separate episode on, but we could just talk about it for a bit of content.
Have been collecting information on UFOs in strict secrecy. Fact 2. So did their counterparts behind the Iron Curtain. Fact 3. Now that the Cold War is over, the truth is finally out.
The notion that life from another world may have visited our own is an intriguing one. Many say that it is true and that documentation exists to prove it, but that proof has been kept hidden from the public for over 50 years. With the end of the Cold War has come some intriguing, if not surprising, revelations. Western governments, apparently, have not been the only ones gathering information on UFOs in brutal secrecy. Hello, I'm Roger Moore.
Hi, Roger.
Join us now as we embark on an amazing journey of discovery, of international intrigue, and possible interplanetary visitation. Join us as we search for the secret of the century.
Hold on a minute. Sorry, guys. Let's go to the meat and gritty of this. There we go. Check this out. I could remember when this first came out, I think, we could not get Channel 5 on my small little... I had, well, where I played my PlayStation, my parents bought me a small little TV as a CET sort of, and had like the videotape in it as well. It's like a little 10 in each little screen. And I can remember me and my dad in my bedroom, and we got the aerial, and we were trying to get Channel 5 to watch this documentary about this UFO crash. So I got a lot of nostalgic feelings for this. Because it was a fascinating one. And being a kid watching this was amazing.
Negligence. He was sentenced to restitution for material losses suffered by the state. What helps make the account in Vereshchagin's book so compelling is the existence of several reels of film which seem to back up the story. While rumors of such film first began circulating some years ago, it was not until Vereshchagin led us to
that's awesome.
possession of these materials that we got our first look at what could be remarkable new evidence.
Check this out.
If this film indeed corresponds with Vereshchagin's story, what we are looking at is the scene of the crash site in Berezovsky, as viewed by a camera on top of a military truck. The focal point of this scene is here, and indeed appears to be a disc embedded in the ground. Here we see soldiers exiting the truck, led by a captain. Troops are met by another officer.
I can still hear you, Adam.
And then they join other soldiers and officers already on the scene. This footage is one of 4 real...
So, guys, can you remember this back in the day? I've got a nostalgic feeling for this. I really want to bash Hidden as he's not on the show, but I give him the due diligence.
Acquired during our investigation.
The two groups that have, without question, been exchanging information freely are the Russian and Western ufologists. It's with a...
Right, where is the footage of the crash itself? Did we show it? Did he show it? No, he didn't. Hold on. Oh, here's the alien autopsy. Check this out.
Stories of aliens by suggesting these were simply crash test dummies misidentified. So it was with a sense of both excitement and caution that we examined the footage recently.
Okay, because Hidden hasn't got his chat up. Yeah, Rotary, I would say, yeah, is most probably staged. Sheepopop, yeah, propaganda, yeah, Russian propaganda. Seems like it. It seems like something that they would do at the time, for sure.
They recovered in Russia. This reel contains images of what appears to be a scientific or medical examination of organic body parts. The individuals seen here appear to be forensic pathologists.
Yeah, that has no masks whatsoever, no protective gear. Makes sense.
Biological research scientists. Speaking in Russian, they are seen inspecting the specimen, the leader of the procedure describing his actions and the measurements they are taking. After several minutes of this, there is a change in camera angles. Now we see the specimen being more extensively examined.
Yeah, I know monkeys silly do. Yeah, I've been paying attention, and it's yeah. But yeah, my thoughts on that one is like I just leave them to it. But I know they've been producing a lot of you know, that sort of material.
Ткани разрезаются тяжело. Пробуем кусачки. Придерживай.
Sophia.
Ребра пытаюсь перекусить. Так, нож.
Tools are used to cut open what the leader constantly refers to as tissue.
Что-то белое. Попадает. Очень ригидные ткани. Давайте попробуем другим.
He's a green man. Alien chop.
He also describes parts that are removed as resembling various organs.
Записывайте, достаем внутренние органы, надрезаем похожую на клетчатку внутреннюю ткань.
The camera angle changes again. And finally, the scientists are seen posing for the camera, holding up various samples of the dissection. If this footage is authentic, it represents one of the greatest scientific discoveries of all time. One must wonder where this film shot and what happened to the specimen seen.
So, Hidden, as we were discussing in chat, do you think this is Facus and Gaius? We are dealing with the KGB here. I know they did a lot of shady stuff back in the day, but this kind of looks like propaganda. What do you reckon so far?
I don't know.
Have you seen this one before?
No, I haven't seen that autopsy one before.
Oh, really? All right. Well, I'll check this out. Look at this.
Would be that it's a foreign nation test or espionage or something like that of a military nature. And if you're in the military yourself, then you take that very seriously and you explore it.
This film certainly seems to depict interest by Russian military personnel in the object that is seen sticking out of the ground. Soldiers, officers, and civilian-clothed agents are deployed around the site, and they appear to be both guarding and examining the object. This is what we found on one of the 4 reels of film obtained in Russia. After viewing the footage, we were able to determine that it was most likely shot with 2 separate cameras. One apparently a handheld camera, which starts out on the approaching truck, and a second one seen here on a tripod. As the soldiers march past, you can see the cameraman turn to follow the troops. Here we cut to the other angle, the point of view from the tripod camera. And here you see the handheld camera as the truck pulls up. Both cameras change vantage points several times during the film, as if to get better views or perhaps under orders of a superior. From this angle, we see yet more troops arrive. Author Veniamin Vereshchagin describes the event.
Весной же 1969 года рабочий местного совхоза
In the spring of 1969, a collective farmer found some strange remains in the forest not far from Berezovsky. and reported that to the local security organs, who in their turn asked the neighboring military division of air defense troops, PVO, to provide assistance with the investigation. On March 1969, 2 KGB officers examined the discovery site and sealed it off.
Знаете, в дальнейшем события приняли более такой масштабный характер.
So basically, they're saying that they never knew it went down. It was some farmer that found it.
According to the story, yes. According to the story. But how did this footage get leaked out? It couldn't have got leaked out. It's obviously been put out on purpose, isn't it? What do you reckon?
Well, didn't Mr. Moore say that they were able to have this footage because the Russians opened up their files?
According to him, yes, but at the same time, was this videotape in? I mean, this isn't a videotape. This was obviously big cameras they're dealing with here, because you saw the camera on a tripod. So I doubt it's a flipping Sony handheld camcorder for this. So you are dealing with a big reel of tape. Now, how did that reel of tape get into the public eye? Is obviously. For me, I mean, I've looked into this case before. I think I've talked about it on Alien Alex, the fact that this most likely has been put out as propaganda, as to stir up the US, because at the same time, you got to think there were no allies really at this time. When we talk about America and Soviet Union, there was obviously tensions, and I think this was just done just to probably see what would the reaction of the American public or our enemies would react to this footage. So I think that's most likely what we're dealing with here. That's just my opinion on this one. It's too good to be true, but you got to think not the consequences. You got to think, how did this footage get out? It couldn't have just like magically appeared on the internet. It must have came out through VHS, or for instance, like this secret KGB UFO file documentary. So you got to take this in consideration as well. It's most likely propaganda. That was your chair. So what do you reckon, Hidden?
I don't know. I don't know. Because you can't. I mean, it could be this, it could be that. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
I think it's more or less staged. Yeah, this is the digital impression of the alien itself in a very 90s form. Definitely how to presentate it. Look at that. Oh, it looks like that alien from I'm Blue song. Remember that? Back in the 90s?
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. That is, my friend, the KGB. I thought I'd just talk about it just briefly, because I thought it's quite an interesting case that happened back in Soviet Union and Russia. So yeah, there we go. So that, me old cock and fresh. I was going to look for my videos just to see if there's anything else I can show. Yeah, is the Voronezh and KGB file.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they felt left out, because that would have been after Roswell, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, way after Roswell. Oh yeah, way after.
So
Yeah.
maybe they felt left out. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to you got to think the Soviet Union, they were quite shifty back in the day, weren't they? There was a lot of tensions going back and forth. So yeah, this is it's just to see how the public would react as a social experiment, especially how the Americans react as well. So yeah. Copy bastards.
You're still talking about that foolishness.
What's that? The UFO?
No, the skiff flu.
Skiff flu, yeah.
Poor Lou, man. Poor Lou. I mean, he had commitments. He shouldn't have lied. He should have said, "Look, I got to be over here. I can't be there." I know about the story. I know about the skiff flu shit.
Yeah, I understand, mate. Yeah. I want to do a live show on the congressional hearing coming out. Because I think it's worth probably doing, but yeah, there's a lot of drama going down, isn't it? With the I mean, Anna Polina Luna, she does get a lot of crap, but I think it's her beauty that gets me more than anything else. But I do believe she wants to do good, but she's obviously restricted on what she can get access to, and this is the flipping government we're talking about here. The government cannot get access to this document. And when it comes to skiff flu, is it just so much of a coincidence that all three people that really want transparency and disclosure just were unwell, or, oh, sorry, I've got other commitments, you know, instead of actually talking about potentially world-changing reports in the skiff. I mean, skiff is, you know, I think it's very...
Well, with flu, it was money. He could have gone there for free, or he could have gone somewhere else where he was getting 60 bucks a pop, was it?
Yeah, he had a private event. It was it was probably like a moth. I think it was like a Mothman flipping convention or something like that. It was something stupid, basically. Skiff wants to be, Nick wants to be in a private skiff with Luna. No, I'll behave, mate. I'll behave. I'll be really nice. I'll be like, I'll be in a skiff with you. I'll tell you a few things, and then I'll show her like third phase of moon footage. sorry. Yeah. Do you know what someone said in chat? This isn't this chat here, but it was when I was live on Alien Addict, that the fact that Anna Polina Luna is not hot. I'm like, mate, are you like gay or something like that? Because she's slamming. She's but bear in mind, guys, what people don't realize, yeah, she might have been an Instagram model, but she worked in the military beforehand, and I know there's a little like stigma behind like fake reports of her, what she was doing with, I can't remember, there's some stigma behind that, but hey Twiglet, hey, how's it going, man? She's definitely a hottie space cow, absolutely, 100%. I do believe she wants to do good, but are we going to get the truth coming out anytime soon? Nah, we're still on our well, let's say the waiting game is over now. I think people are pretty much moved on with this BS, basically.
I don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah,
these people can play their games all they want. I don't care.
So yeah, there we go. Anything else you want to talk about, mate?
Nah, not really. Nah, there's not a lot been happening. It's just the same old, ain't it?
Yeah, we seem to be like go around in circles at the moment.
At the moment, it's been happening for years, man.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking about the current situation and where ufology is at the moment. I know you don't really care about it because we ain't going to get any truth about it. But I tell you what, I want to just briefly talk about. I did talk about this on a live show.
There's none.
You could remember what I would consider the 2012 effect.
There's none.
No 2012 effect. What do you think of the next progression of the UFO community? Is that progression? To be honest with you, more lies, more. I mean, the UFO community is just in absolute tatters, mate. Space Cow. To be honest with you, it's one aspect of where I don't really. It's the same with Hidden. We don't interact with this crowd of people because there's drama, there's stigma behind it. There's a lot of it's just that drama I can't stand. So I take a step back and I just leave the UFO community to do their own thing. And me and Hidden, we do our own thing. You know, we do these UFO sightings, these old cases. Same with Alien Addict as well. And we just stay out of the drama because we know the community is absolutely all over the place. And it depends on which side you're on. Everyone's picking sides. I'm a researcher in terms of how I treat information. I'm more skeptical than anything, and I think you need that skeptic mind. And I'm very 50-50, but I have to put the skeptic me into fruition, because a lot of UFO sightings and UFO claims of people are very dubious, and we've got a critique of what information we are consuming in ufology at the moment. And I think this next couple of months, especially in September with the new congressional hearings, we've got to be very skeptical on who's coming forward with these so-called whistleblowers. They're not whistleblowers, they're just trust me bros, they're just claims. They're not really bringing anything forward to the table. It's just, trust me, I know someone who's very high up in the military. Trust me, there's a UFO so big it had to put a building around it. It's just the same stuff over and over again. And one thing I've noticed, guys,
now they're trying to change it. They're saying about it's all underwater now.
It's all underwater. So I've always been saying this since doing podcasts about 3 years now, when I first started coming on Alien Addict, is the conversation on UFOs going in the right direction? And I say no, it's not. It's all over the place. And I think with the congressional hearings, what's going to be happening is that there's too much woo in with the subject of UFOs. In one way, you could say is a distraction. What Rotary is saying here is because now we've gone from alien technology to spiritual interdimensional beings. And it's like, well, hold on a minute, because Anna Polina Luna did say she was talking about spiritual interdimensional beings, but it's like, hold on a minute, what about alien technology? Where's that conversation gone? So it's gone from one subject to another, and I think in one way is confusing the people involved of the Senate committee and the House committee, and the people that are involved in this congressional hearing coming up. I want to believe too, Black Dot, but I think at the moment the conversation has been hijacked, and it's just all over the place. And we will do a deep dive when we do hear the hearings coming out. But I think the conversation is just all over the place. It can be too. I mean, the subject on UFOs is very woo, but now it's going a bit too woo, and it's going in all over different directions. So, yeah. When you've been in this topic for a long period of time, guys, you'll understand where me and Hidden are coming from. So hopefully, if you head into the channel, still hear it in 10, 15 years' time, we can still say there has been no disclosure. Even if we're if you're watching this, we're in 2035, I guarantee we've still got no disclosure. We're talking about the same stories, the same scenarios that's been happening for a long period of time.
Abilove will tell us there's an alien comment coming again. Yeah, same old. And I thought, you see, my problem with people, and it's not you guys. It's just because the people I see talking about this foolishness. He said the same thing about the other one, and it was proven to be a comet.
Muamua.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the thing is, the people that are attaching themselves to these stories are people who are new to the community, or they're just dumb and they just haven't learned their lesson. Okay, I know these stories just get regurgitated all over again. I treat the new Atlas is it the Atlas?
Just say Atlas 3.
Atlas 3, basically as the new Planet X, the planet Nibiru. Like, oh, something's coming, something big is going to happen. It's like, no, it's not. Like, trust me, nothing's going to happen. It's like, oh, it's not just that. It's going to be 2027. Something big is going to happen in 2027. And then nothing happens. I call that the 2012 effect, Hidden, because leading up to 2012, we knew that the Mayan calendar was going to happen, the end of the world, there'd be Project Bluebeam, there'd be a spiritual awakening. That was all such a lead up to 2012. 2012 happened and nothing happened. Literally nothing. We should learn from that. We should learn from these people who put this information out there and say, hold on a minute, let's just go back where it was 15 years ago when you were saying all this outlandish stuff. So I've got a load of videos on here that I'm going to be playing on Friday's show, going back videos from YouTube back in 2009, 2008, leading up to 2012. And it's all fear-mongering. It's the same stuff we're seeing now in the UFO community. A bunch of fear-mongering stuff. It's all prepare yourself. We've got to prep for the end of the world. One, you could say a false flag is about to happen, but at the same time, I think more or less people are on edge.
But guys, I gotta say, ain't nothing wrong with preparing.
But nothing's going to happen. There's nothing wrong.
No,
yeah,
but nothing wrong with having some supplies, because it may not be an alien attack. It may be our own governments might turn on us. It may be several different things. It's always good to have, people say 3 months supply of food. It's always good to have things in readiness, because
for sure
you never know. I'm not preaching fear. I'm not telling you anything is coming down the line, but it's always better to have than don't have.
I understand that perspective.
If you understand.
But what Space Cow is saying here, fear. This is what I'm seeing in the UFO community at the moment. It's the 2012 effect. We are going through a cycle, and I'm sick and tired of seeing videos get popped up on my Twitter feed of how I need to prepare. The end of the world is going to happen. Project Blue Beam. There's going to be a spiritual awakening. The interstellar object coming around is going to make a massive impression on the world. It's like, whoa, slow down, for Christ's sake. It's either for clicks or views, mate. I swear to God, it's clickbait stuff that they keep doing.
Well, it's about follow the leader. I mean. Look, for example, with when Abbey Lowe said this thing was an alien thing, it just blew up. Everybody was covering it. Everyone. Yeah. And then it trickles down. Well, this guy's covering it. Maybe I should cover it. This guy's saying it's an alien spacecraft. Maybe I should say it, because Abbey Lowe said it, and he's a Harvard professor. He's an ex-Harvard professor, but nevertheless, he's got some clout to his name. But the thing is, Abbey Lowe also did say that there is a chance that this is a comet. And to me, it is not acting any way unusual.
It's just going a different direction, which it hasn't happened before.
It has not been observed before. Not that it hasn't happened before. We just haven't seen this before. But there are many things that move in different directions.
Yeah.
It's space. It's space. It's not a track. It's not where it's space. That's how come we have things coming at us all the time. There's so many things that are coming at us, and thank God we have Saturn as our baseball bat that takes the hits.
Yeah, because it's got the gravitational pull, so it pulls all that sort of stuff in. So I think what we're seeing at the moment is a bunch of fear-mongering from the people that are obviously in the intelligence agency or the big three-layer agency. There's just pushing the conversation into fear. Like there's an interstellar threat that's about to happen. It's like,
but again, it's still distraction. It just reminds me of what the Romans would do when shit was going down in the Roman society or the community. Well, let's say society. The emperor would throw games. Let's have games. And it was a distraction. The games were a distraction from what was really going on. The people are starving, so let's give them games. Let's give them gladiator contests. Let's bring in rhinos. Let them fight rhinos and stuff. I mean, one of the emperors, when he knew that he was going to get taken out, he did 100 days of games.
Cool. Bloody hell. Wow. So yeah, it's is it divide and conquer? Divide and rule, is that right, Hidden? Is that the Roman term? No.
Okay. Just guys, just know you know your own mind. I keep on saying this. Do you need your government to tell you the UFOs are real?
No, it's not going to come from government.
So why expect anything? Why expect it? If you believe that they've got reverse engineered technology, you're more than likely right.
Yeah,
you're more than likely right. If you believe that, in this game, it's whatever you want to believe. You're more than likely right. I mean, don't. We can't trust our government with anything nowadays. Certain files have gone missing. You can't trust them. They cannot be trusted. And if you think they got your best interests at heart, they ain't.
Yeah,
they ain't.
It's true. It's true.
So you got to trust yourself, man. Just trust yourself in this world. That's all
Mhm.
you can do. That's all you can do. Just be a good person, trust yourself in this world, and try and look after others.
Yeah, and expect disappointments. Expect things to not go your way. Moody put here, yeah, divide and conquer. That's it. That's it. That's the old Roman term, divide and conquer. Who put this here? Sophia saying Gods of Eden reprint by William Bramley, highly recommended. Okay, I'll go check that out. I'll write that down. Gods of Eden. Gods of Eden. Yeah. Sweet. So we are going through that time again in ufology where it's just you go, what's going on here? But we know what's going on. It's just a bunch of fear-mongering. And one way I would say ufology is a wonderful theatre. Just theatre. That's what it is.
What can you say?
Nothing else to add. This is okay. It's a bit like EastEnders, a massive cliffhanger, and the end of result isn't really satisfying. Then it gets to another cliffhanger, and another. It's just like it goes up and down like that. This is ufology.
Yeah, it does, and you know they spend too much time fighting each other rather than just and when they're talking their foolishness, there's no. So
Yeah.
it's nothing.
Okay.
There's,
Yeah, I understand, mate. Okay, Moody. Multiple empires were saying it. Okay, but yeah, in generally, it's the oldest rule in the book, basically. Yeah. Loosely scripted shit show. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
That's it. They play it by ear until I don't know. I don't really care. I pay them zero amount of attention.
Yeah, you just got to think, what is the outcome? What is the outcome? Why? It's like Lee says to me, he says, "Oh yeah, they're trying to get your mum and dad to believe in aliens and extraterrestrials." And I'm going, "Are they though? Are they?" But I tell you what, I didn't. I'm just going to bring up just a quick not newspaper. Here we go. Right, check this out. Bring this up. So this came up on my news feed on my.
See you, man.
Oh yes, see you. What was his name? Monkey Siludu. See you next time. So this came through 10 hours ago. Potentially hostile alien threat, interstellar objects sparked scientific debate, and it didn't really give anything. Like, this is just this 3-paragraph here. Most astronomers believe that Atlas III is an interstellar comet, a chunk of ice rock that has been traveling through eons, but not everyone agrees. Some researchers suggest that visitors may be far more complex, a potential artificial or potentially something artificial. So again, they are going off by Avi Loeb and his
thank you.
Oh, thank you. You put us in chat. Oh, hey, what you Saxon? Thanks, man. That's much appreciated. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's a lot of scientific debate. Look at that smiley little alien. So yeah, I just find this that's a pretty good photograph like that. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we have more fear-mongering from the press itself. But is it necessarily trying to make me and you believe, or even like my nan and granddad believe in UFOs and aliens? I don't think so. They don't care about it. No one knows. I mean, I talk about aliens, UFOs all the time. No one knows what's going on in ufology. Thanks again, One True Saxon, for the £5. I really much appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Thank you. But do you think, Hidden, that the mainstream or the powers that be are trying to make my mum and dad, your grandma, your granddad believe in UFOs and aliens?
Well, they'd have a good job doing that because they're dead. So
no,
they pretty much have the answers.
Yeah, pretty much throughout there in the ether. But in terms of just not your, I mean, it's like any people in the public, mate. This is what I'm talking about here.
Well, I don't know. I think they know. I think the government knows it's a very hot subject, very hot topic. You know, we've been talking about UFOs for decades. Decades. So now they're on the bandwagon, and it's a useful distraction, because again, when them files went missing, I believe the vice president was calling for the UFO files to be open, and they were throwing everything: UFOs, Martin Luther King files. They wanted just to distract us from the real files that went missing. And we still got to ask the questions, because them files are very important. I mean, I have been watching some old stuff about it. So, because that to me is more important at the moment than any of this UFO palaver that's going on. Those files are really important, because I even heard one person, one of the government officials, talking that the FBI's got truckloads of stuff. Truckloads, not one truck, truckloads of stuff. And we're not privy to that. It tells you something about our government. It tells us something. Yeah, who are they protecting? We have our ideas.
Yeah. You make a good point there, mate. You make a good point. I mean,
so it's like, being used. It's being used as a distraction. And these things, these like Congress meetings, we're not going to get nothing. But what it's going to do, it's going to send a lot of people in a tizzy, and they're going to talk about this for a couple of weeks at least, and then that will distract from. That'll be distracting from other things that are going on in the world that should be opened. You know, like there was a meeting in Alaska that happened between two big leaders of the world. We don't know what they said. I have an idea, and I called it. I said to my missus, this is exactly what's going to happen, and I'm just waiting to see. But so far, I think I'm 100% right on what they said at that meeting.
I mean, your guess is as good as mine, mate, to be honest with you. I mean,
nah, it's not a guess. It's not a guess. When you look at how it's being played, I know exactly. Because if I was the Russian leader, there's certain things I would say.
Okay.
And if I was the American leader, there's certain things I would say. And I know exactly these two things, what they're saying. But we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, off the topic of UFOs, I don't like getting political.
No, that's cool, man. I understand. But our disclosure or truth is not going to come from government. It's not going to come from CIA or any three-letter agencies. But you make a very good point there, mate. As a fact, as when his congressional hearings come out, people will talk about it for a week. I'll be talking about it, and then something else comes along. It's like the trends. It's just like it's like the two couples that got caught having an affair at the Coldplay concert. Oh, that was all over the internet for about a week, and then suddenly gone. Moved on to something else.
Yeah, they moved on to the final boss.
yeah. Which is whatever that could be.
Don't you know what the final? Ain't you seen the final boss? The Ibiza final boss.
What's that? What's that?
Some dude. They just caught some dude, but they made him. He's famous now. For some bad haircut. He's famous.
Yeah.
But the Coldplay stuff was funny. You got to admit the memes that came out on the back of that.
Yeah, but it just got a bit boring after a while when I'm just seeing it just get regurgitated over and over and over again. It's like, yeah, but it's fun for 5 minutes, but when you're actively going out trying to dox these people, when it's nothing to do with you, it's nothing to do with the public at all. It's just people just being dicks, and people are just general assholes, to be honest with you. But anyway, we'll move on from that. But Rory says the last card. Yes, the last card. which I forgot to play. Have you heard about the last card, Hidden?
No.
Would you like to hear about the last card? Go on then. Just to sort
Go
of
on.
round off to the show. Hold on. Let's bring up the last card because I forgot to play it on the last episode. We are going all the way back to 2001 at the Disclosure Project. Yes. Our old friend, Stephen Greer. Oh, is he a friend? Probably not. Anyway. This is Carol Rosin. Listen to what she has to say.
Good morning. My name is Carol Rosin. In 1974, after being a sixth grade school teacher, I was introduced to the late Dr. Wernher von Braun in the U.S., the father of rocketry. In my first meeting with him during that first 3.5 hours, he said to me, Carol, you will stop the weaponization of space. And I said, teachers don't stop until June. He said, no, you have to understand, this is February. And we have to prevent the weaponization of space because there is a lie being told to everyone that the weaponization of space is now first being based upon the evil empire, the Russians. There are many enemies, he said, against whom we're going to build this space-based weapon system, the first of whom was the Russians, which was existing at that time. Then there would be terrorists. Then there would be third world countries. Now we call them rogue nations or nations of concern. Then there would be asteroids. And then he would repeat to me over and over, and the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat. Well, at the time, I kind of laughed when he said asteroids, and when he said extraterrestrials, I knew I wasn't going to deal with that subject. And now we hear on the news just today, this week, that they've slid in another enemy. Only this time we're going to protect our satellites. In other words, we have to have some reason to spend these trillions, to waste these dollars on a space-based weapon system, and they're all lies.
So let's just go back and listen to what she says one more time.
He said asteroids, and when last card, the last and nations or nations. Then there would be terrorists. Then there would be third space weapon system, empire, the Russians. There are many enemies being told to everyone that the weaponization of space is now first being based upon the evil empire, the Russians. There are many enemies, he said, against whom we're going to build this space-based weapon system, the first of whom was the Russians, which was existing at that time.
So she was talking about the weapon systems, obviously in the 1980s, of what the Russians were building. This is the Star Wars program that Ronald Reagan was part of. Okay, listen.
Then there would be terrorists.
Okay, so then we moved on from the 80s to September the 11th.
And there would be third world countries. Now we call them rogue nations or nations of concern.
I mean, you can look at any sort of aspect in that one, flipping Iraq, Libya, dare I say more.
Then there would be asteroids.
So you could say that is like the Atlas or the comet or whatever it is that is making its way to this planet.
And then he would repeat to me over and over. And the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat.
So you need to ask yourself this question. Have we gone through the asteroid stage yet? If we're going by what Carol Rosin is saying here, do you think we've gone through the asteroid stage yet? Or do you think this Atlas 3 is the new?
Because the asteroid threat, Atlas 3 is not a threat to us. It's not even coming, it's coming by us, but it's not, in space terms, it's coming close, but it's not a threat.
Sure.
So
I understand that. But sorry, but it seems
we've had many objects that come closer than what Atlas will come. You know, we've had objects that's come between us and the moon.
Yeah, sure. There has been some very close calls in the past. But this is if you're taking Carol Rosin's word for a legitimate scenario, basically, in terms of what is heading here could be a potential threat. Now, Avi Loeb did say that is an interstellar object on its way coming close, but whether or not it's going to be a specific threat, this is the other thing. There seems to be a very threat narrative behind this. I mean, forget the alien invasion. I mean, I've been hearing that for bloody 30 years, Hidden. Project Bluebeam. We talked about Project Bluebeam as it's a sequence of scenarios leading up to the Project Bluebeam, which is the fake alien invasion, the financial crash, the span of human civilization at seeing Jesus and Muhammad in the sky, and eventually rolls into the fake alien invasion. So it is a sequences of scenarios, but it just seems to me in a lot of the UFO community just jumped to Project Bluebeam as like the alien invasion. Is like, no, you've not really done any research. You're just regurgitating because you watched a 10-second TikTok video of someone who hasn't done research making a video about Project Bluebeam. There is an overall, say what Rebecca's saying here, there's an overall plan to Project Bluebeam. And you could say we're seeing it now, but mate, I've been hearing it for a long period of time. Just regurgitated stories.
That's it. That's it. Same old, just a different day.
It is, mate. It is indeed. Yes. So the people that are new to the stream, please like and subscribe, be much appreciated. But don't get bummed out when sometimes you are new to ufology and everything's like exciting. You want to find all these new cases. I mean, the amount of people that send me, I'm not joking, send me UFO cases that I've already known. I was like, mate, I know this. I've covered it. Oh, look at this case here. I was like, yeah, I know Roswell. Fucking stop talking about Roswell for Christ's sake. Like this, like. So it's just expect to get disappointed in ufology, but nevertheless, we can still have a bit of fun out of it for the best we can.
That's it. Have fun.
Yeah,
have fun in this game, and it is a game.
It is. It is indeed. So, Hidden, me old cock and balls. Would you like to end the show? You seem tired, my friend.
Sorry about it. I am.
No, that's fine, mate. I've been there before. I've been like a sleeping donkey on this show before. So, oh yeah. So, what Moody's saying here, Roswell is Nick's kryptonite. I blank refuse to talk about Roswell and anything to do with MH370 and that person involved with it. Blank refuse, not talking about it. I'm not even going near it. I'm never going to talk about it again. Hidden?
No. Well,
great show.
Well,
you're not with
it.
No,
I was just going to say, man, I mean, the MH, come on. But anyways, if somebody wants to make their life about something, let them do it. God bless you. But doxing ain't cool. It ain't cool.
Once you Saxon, I would really. I've spoken to him a couple of times on Alien Addict. He hasn't said nothing wrong about me, but his overall approach, I think, is absolutely disgusting. But we're not going to talk about it because he's not important and he's irrelevant.
No. He's just a little fish in a big pond.
Perfect.
And what happens to little fish? They get eaten up by bigger fish.
And that bigger fish was Professor Dave. Anyway.
Well,
but yeah, no, Hidden, you need to go off to sleep, you boys, mate. I understand, mate. It's probably been a long day for you. I understand. I've been on shows before and I'm just like a sleep monkey, mate.
What it is it's still the holiday vibe, I reckon.
Yeah, you been up to much though?
Yeah, went to Wales, chilled out there.
Nice, mate. Whereabouts in Wales?
Aberystwyth. I know I'm not saying it right.
I think that's right, isn't it? Aberystwyth.
No, I'm not saying it right. But them people down there, they always show me love. So, they showed me and my family some love. So it's just hard getting back into the swing of things. And then I'll come back to work and there's just a lot of foolishness going on, as per usual. So nothing changes, but yep, you got it right. I can't pronounce it. Can never pronounce it, but I know that the locals, they just say ABBA, so I say ABBA.
Aberystwyth. I'm just seeing what Sophia's saying. Aberystwyth. I don't know.
Nice place, isn't it? It's a nice place.
Okay, it's Wales is always a lovely scenery. Hey, how's it going?
Oops, sorry.
Garnet, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. So, yeah, Aberystwyth.
It's a nice place. It's a nice place, man.
Yeah. Just call it Aber. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a guy fishing off of there as well. Was talking to him as well.
Nice,
he said
mate.
he was trying to catch some sea bass.
Very nice. Very nice, mate.
So yeah, that's it. So what do you got going on for Friday on Alien Addicts?
So on Friday, for those who know what I do on Alien Addict, I'm going to show you something I'm going to bring up, okay? Because I did have a little of a dream. I did have a dream about a certain somebody. And could you bring up this person, please? Yes, we are talking about Maria Orsic. Once again, we are going down that rabbit hole of... I found a video of someone who actually remote viewed Maria Orsic, and I thought we'll have a bit of fun. We'll have a bit of, a bit of a piss take or something that's completely fakest and gayest, as one would say, as Bob Lazar would say. We will be talking about Maria Orsic on Friday's show. So looking forward to that one. It's going to be a doozy. Yes, doozy. Yes, that's fake AI generated woman, by the way. But yeah, there we go. Fun times will be had by all. One true Saxon, you feel the same as me? Honestly, mate. We got the same taste in women, so we're all good. Right, so yeah. Thanks for everyone in chat. It's a pleasure as always, and thank you, One True Saxon, for giving us that £5. is much appreciated, and and thank you, Bob, as well, for if you did make that video, that'd be it's very, very kind, and keep them coming.
Yeah.
It's very funny. Yeah. So
we were actually going to walk down there. We were going to catch the train to Borth, and then walk along the coast to the fossilized forest. We were actually going to do that, and so then the weather. Then? It's like a reserve. I mean, you just go and have a look around. I suppose we never made it there. We never made it there. That was on the to-do list, and then the weather changed and it got really nice, so we decided to just chill at the beach.
All right, awesome.
But I'm sure. Okay. I'm telling you, next time we go, because we tend to just go there. I mean, it's a nice place. It's got everything we want there, so we go there. But we're gonna go check out that forest, man, because I like seeing stuff. But anyways, guys, I am working. There's just a lot of crap out there at the moment, and I really am not gonna put it out just for clicks and views.
I know, mate. I understand. I understand.
Wow.
I understand. Yeah,
that's cool. Led Zeppelin chilled at a pub in Borth.
Nice,
I'll find that pub.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit where Jimmy Page sat.
Nice, suck all that energy.
But anyways, that's that, man. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I think it's stupid when people come at you and say you're only doing videos for clicks and views, because yes, you are. I'm not making a video so nobody watches it, and I'm not doing videos so nobody likes them. So yes, I do videos for clicks and views, but I've used discernment, and I'm not going to show you some guy in a suit, in a space suit in a cloud, because I know it's CGI, not CGI, but I know it ain't real, or black triangles and stuff like that, man. I can't do that to you guys. So
yeah, we respect your audience, mate. I understand.
So I am working, but it just seems to be that things seem to be a bit thin out there, man. I ain't even getting any good photographs or anything.
No severes you want to look at or upload?
There's always them, but it's getting really tricky now, man, because people can reproduce them. So it's getting really tricky. I mean, I saw one, and I think there were 3 of them flying in formation, but it just didn't feel right. The video just didn't feel, and like somebody said in the chat, you follow your gut, and that's what I always do, because I could look at all these videos and say, yeah, they're AI. I could do that, and a lot of people do that, because with AI now, people are saying these things are hard to tell. So what I have to do is go back to the old school way of when I used to follow my gut. So that's what I do on these places.
Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. Yeah, you got to do. I mean, you got a certain respect for your audience. You don't want to take the piss out of them, you know. So I understand, brother. I understand.
No. And I did that once with the glitch. I still don't think it's a glitch. I don't care. I still don't think it's a glitch. But I did apologize to you guys if it is a glitch, and I made you guys watch 3 minutes of video that was a glitch. I apologize, but I don't believe it's a glitch, and I still don't. I saw that my friends over at Third Phase, they put the glitch out. I love what they do. I mean, it was an old video, but they tried to say it happened more recently, so that's them. Maybe they don't know. Who knows?
It's the thing is, when people bitch and complain that, you're just trying to get clicks and views, it's like, that's content created. It's like, what do you expect? Like, that's the whole point of uploading a video, is to get clicks and views. Dumbass. Like, seriously, people are just dumb, mate. Anyway, don't go there. You know what people are like? Yeah.
Not all people. Just some people, they don't. I don't know how to say it. Like, their vocabulary is very short, so they regurgitate other things that people say. Like,
exactly.
I put a video out, and one of my favorite comments is fake news. Well, this isn't news. I'm not a news channel. This ain't news. So go back to your Oval Office, Donald Trump, and shut the hell up. You know, just because they heard the president say it, they think it's cool. It ain't cool. It's stupid. It's retarded.
Yeah, fair enough.
How you doing? How you doing, man?
Nice to see you. Welcome on in.
Much love. And we're just ending the show, man. But tell KJ I said hello. I haven't been in his show for a while as well. But tell KJ.
Hi, Tamara. Nice to see you.
Right. That's it, man. Oops. Sorry. I think we're done. Thank you guys for turning up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not with it. I'm more alert when I'm stoned.
Are you?
Well, I don't feel that alert now.
Oh, bless. Anyways, buys, mate. You need to but anyway, overall, thanks to the people in the chat, and hope to see you Friday on Alien Addicts. If not, we'll catch you another.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll pop on.
You won't. You let me hang in. But anyway, I'll catch you probably Friday. If not, the next episode live stream we do with Hidden, and I have no idea what we'll be talking about. We're just talking about something, but we'll figure out.
Yeah. So on that note, man, thank you very much for you guys turning up, and thank you for the donations, and thank you Tamara for popping in, man. Don't see you that often, so it's always great to see you. And thank you guys. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Until next time, stay blessed and keep safe.
See you guys. Have a good night.
That's it.
For there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed, and nothing concealed that will not be known and illuminated. Stay blessed and keep safe. This is the Hidden Underbelly. blessed and keep safe.